Look, the background again. I know I keep changing. Well, I don't keep changing, but actually, yeah, I'm house sitting for my brother and his wife while they're gone for the week. So I thought I'd take advantage and do a video here. This week's rant is about tattoos, more of a PSA. As you can kind of see right now, that's one that I have. I have 5 total. Obviously, enough of 4. I'm not saying to get one. I'm not saying not to get one. But these are kind of like my personal guidelines of what to consider in getting a tattoo, what kind of tattoos to get, so on and so forth. Um, Start off, there's a couple of things that I'm going to briefly touch over because everybody harps on them, so these are just points I do agree with that we don't really need to go into great details with. Tattoos do hurt, first and foremost. I would recommend getting your first tattoo for it to be a small one and to get it on a fleshy part of your body, like your upper arms, your thighs, in my case, stomach. Something fleshy where you don't have a lot of bone to work with, because when you're working on bone, that hurts a lot more, trust me. Get something kind of small so you're kind of used to the pain also. And just because you get something small doesn't mean you can't add on to it later. So you can do kind of like a before, after, during. Here's the first half, second half, third half. It's a lot of halves. But that's what I would recommend first and foremost. They are permanent, everybody knows that, but personally I would keep the tattoo than do the rec balm thing, because I'd rather deal with a tattoo I don't like anymore versus really ugly, nasty scarring. So that's just me. Another point that a lot of people don't fully realize is how expensive tattoos are. I have, well, just for a quick example, the artwork on my back alone is $400. So, and that takes up maybe half of my back. It's $400. Cost depicts on, well, first of all, where you go. Second is size, and third is how much detail is in it. So mine's a fairly good size, somewhat big into detail, could have been more detailed. Hypothetically, I like the way it looks. I'm not saying it needs more detail, I'm saying that someone else might have put more into it, and it still costs that much. So, tattoos are expensive. And when you do go to get your tattoo, do research. My first tattoo was expensive. I paid more for it than I should have, but at the time there's only 3 places to get my tattoo done at. And I had the choice of 2 places that were dirty and cheap, or clean and expensive. I went for clean and expensive. Always, always, always go to a clean, sterile environment. Always. Trust me. Nothing's ever happened to me, but I've heard and seen stories. Go to a clean place. Shop around. Do not go to the first place you go to necessarily. Shop around. If you like the first place, cool, but go to 2 or 3. And I always talk to people first. I see a tat that I like, the style, the artwork, the details. I go, hey, where'd you get that done at? Most of the time you'll actually go, well, I know a guy and he's got this whole thing set up in his basement, but he only deals to his friends or friend of friends. So you're not really that in. But every once in a while they'll go, well, there's this shop downtown that's legit and they got, a whole establishment. And you go in there, double check to make sure it's clean, prices are pretty good, and you go from there. Here's one of my don'ts. Don't do names for the most part. Unless it's your kids, don't do names. And don't do your own name especially. Did you forget who you are? Do you get amnesia a lot? I don't understand these people that get names on them. And I also love how, mostly the Marines, it's like 80% of the Marines and 20% of other military branches have to get what branch they were or are in. Did you forget that too? Well, actually, in the case of the Marines, it might. But don't do names. I knew a guy, he had a name X, name X, name X. Like 5 or 6 names, and all but one of them was crossed out. Like, after a while, you'd think you'd get a clue. And I understand that you are madly in love. And we are talking Princess Bride love. Which does happen. So you want to get their name tattooed on you. Which, okay. But you've been married for about 10 years now, and your significant other gets into a horrible auto wreck. After appropriate time of grieving, you fall in love again. Not as much as you did the first time, but you're still very much in love, like, the rest of us, how we're in love. And, you get married to that person. Now, your, dead spouse's name is a constant reminder to you, and it does affect the other person that you're with, because they feel that they have to play up to those standards, and feel like they're always living in those shadows. Ask me how I know that one. No names. I believe that if you are serious about getting tattoos and you want to get a few of them, like 3 or more, you have to have at least one stupid one. Something that just makes you laugh and no one else in their right mind would get it, but it works well for you. I have one. Actually, here's a fun one. Give me a video response of your stupid tattoo, and I'll show you my stupid tattoo. It's not in a bad place. It's just, this is a fun little game. See who really cares. If you don't have a tattoo, it sucks to be you. An example of a stupid tattoo. I know a woman who has a millipede up her shoulder. No one in the right mind would have a millipede anywhere on them, let alone their shoulder. That's a stupid tattoo. She likes bugs, whatever. What else? Do's and don'ts. Women, stop with the tramp stamps. They're called that for a reason. Unless you really want the association, quit with these tramp stamps. My sister-in-law, who I'm sitting for actually, does have one, and she clearly is not. I mean, if you see her, you're like, yeah, right. You wouldn't even think that she has that at all, but she does, and this is just to embarrass her, and I'll get yelled at for this later, but I don't care. And, we used to harass my brother for it, too, before they got married, and we'd go, ha ha, you got it, and, the little one of the group, our youngest brother, who's like 17 at the time? 16, 17 at the time, I forgot now. Shows you how bad my memory is. Trips out in the middle of nowhere. No, that's not tramp stamp, that's target practice. It's like, who's been raising this kid? It's not me, I didn't do this one. But you're gonna get branded, haha, as one if you get one. And also stop with the butterflies and the stars and the whatever else on the shoulders, the little thingies on the shoulders. That, I don't know, everybody gets that. I don't get what everybody gets for the most part. I'll give the exception here in a minute. And when you get your first tattoo, I'm 18, I can finally get one, or I've been in a repressed relationship, or all my relationships have been repressed, I really want to get a tattoo, which technically that's how I got my first one, or was my response. Not that I was really in a repressed relationship, I was just kind of on the fence about getting one, but the girl I was with at the time didn't like tattoos, so I'm like, yeah, fine, I won't get it. That was kind of my answer, I really didn't care. But after we broke up, that was kind of the thing to me, was we are fully broken up, so I'm getting a tattoo, and that was kind of proof of it. So like about a week or two later, I got my first tattoo. But when you do get your first tattoo, don't go to the wall in the tattoo shops. Get your own idea. I've talked to a lot of tattoo artists. They actually prefer you to bring in your own idea. They like new. They like unusual. They like fresh ideas. The stuff on the wall, they see on a regular basis, and they've done a few of them on other people's bodies. Do your own thing. Oh, well, I just lost it there for a minute. I went to screensaver. I've been talking not that long. Oh, long enough, I guess. This one, you can kind of see. I wanted my second one to be kind of traditional, but still be myself. You'll see that it's barbed wire. But you'll also see the suits of the cards through it. There's the spade, there's the heart, diamonds over here, and clubs over here somewhere. Barbed wire, everybody does it. Yes, I know I'm a hypocrite, but I still have the suits of the cards going through it. That's more unique. Or it's more me. I like cards, so I didn't know what to put with the cards, so I put the barbed wire through it. Do your own thing. Don't do what everybody else does. That's way too boring. I think that's it. for now. I guess it's already a long video. It's 10 minutes. Holy crap. So, do's and don'ts of tattoos. If you got a stupid one, let me see, and I'll show you. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. And still feel like I'm forgetting something, but oh, well, we'll put it in the next vid, I guess. Bye bye.